Did you know? In 2008, the world's trust in money was shattered overnight. What if everything you believed about banks and money was suddenly wrong? This is the story of the revolution that followed. The year was 2008. A storm was brewing on Wall Street, a storm that would soon engulf the entire world. The global financial system, once considered a pillar of stability, was teetering on the brink of collapse. Banks crumbled, governments scrambled to implement bailouts, and the trust of the public in financial institutions was irrevocably shattered. The crisis exposed deep flaws within the existing system, leaving many feeling vulnerable and disillusioned. Amid this turmoil, a seed of change was planted. From the depths of the internet, an anonymous creator known only as Satoshi Nakamoto emerged. This enigmatic figure released a white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This document outlined a revolutionary concept, a digital currency free from the control of central authorities. This wasn't just another payment system, it was something fundamentally different. It was a blueprint for money independent of governments and banks, a radical departure from the established order. It promised a new era of financial sovereignty. Satoshi's vision, a decentralized internet-native currency, was a direct response to the perceived failures of the traditional financial world. This new form of money would be controlled by its users, not institutions, giving individuals greater control over their financial lives. The first Bitcoin block, the Genesis block, the very foundation of this new financial system, was mined in January 2009, marking the official launch of the Bitcoin network. Embedded within that first block was a headline about bank bailouts. A clear and unmistakable statement against the old system, a defiant act of digital rebellion. Early adopters, cypherpunks, cryptographers, and technologists began to explore the possibilities of this new technology. They saw Bitcoin as more than just a digital currency. It was a new protocol for trust, a way to conduct transactions without the need for intermediaries. They nurtured the network, contributing their time, expertise, and resources to its growth. They were building an ecosystem from scratch, laying the foundation for a new digital economy. From these humble beginnings, Bitcoin has evolved into a global phenomenon, capturing the attention of individuals, institutions, and governments alike. It's now discussed in boardrooms and governments, debated by economists and policymakers, and analyzed by financial experts around the world. Yet, its core purpose remains. A system built on mathematical proof, on cryptography and code, not institutional trust, offering a transparent and verifiable alternative to traditional finance. Bitcoin empowers those left behind, providing access to financial services for the unbanked and underbanked populations around the globe. It offers a lifeline to those excluded by legacy finance, offering a new path to economic participation. It's reminding us that the rules of money can change, that we are not bound by the limitations of the past. It's a tool for financial empowerment, putting control back in the hands of the individual. And it's a challenge to our assumptions about money and power, forcing us to reconsider the very nature of value and trust. The story of Bitcoin, still unfolding, is the story of an idea whose time has come, a testament to the power of innovation and the enduring human desire for freedom. And it's only just beginning, the dawn of a new era in finance. To truly grasp Bitcoin's profound impact on the world stage, and to understand its potential to reshape our financial systems, we must first understand what fundamentally sets it apart from the traditional money we're all so accustomed to using every day. What are the key differences that make Bitcoin a unique and potentially disruptive force? Fiat currencies like the US dollar, the euro, or the yen are backed by government decree, meaning their value is maintained through laws and regulations. They are not backed by physical assets like gold or silver, as was the case in the past. This allows governments and central banks to print more money at will, a practice that, while sometimes necessary, can also lead to inflation, eroding the purchasing power of the currency. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is fundamentally different. It's decentralized, meaning there's no single authority, like a central bank or government, in control of the network or the currency. Instead, its network is run by a distributed network of computers located worldwide, each contributing to the maintenance and security of the system. All transactions are recorded on a public, transparent, and immutable blockchain, a digital ledger that everyone can view. Furthermore, only 21 million bitcoins will ever exist, a finite supply that is mathematically guaranteed. This scarcity is hard-coded into the Bitcoin protocol, making it function more like digital gold, a store of value that is resistant to inflation. Bitcoin elegantly solves the double spending problem, which plagues all digital currencies, without relying on a central authority to validate transactions. It achieves this through a mechanism called proof of work, where miners use computing power to solve complex mathematical problems and secure the network. All Bitcoin transactions are transparent and publicly viewable on the blockchain, making them immutable, meaning they cannot be altered or reversed once confirmed. This makes the Bitcoin blockchain a highly secure and reliable record of all transactions, and nearly impossible to alter retroactively. Bitcoin isn't just a new way to pay for goods and services online, it represents a fundamentally new system of property rights and trust, one that is based on verifiable mathematics and open-source code, rather than on the authority of institutions. It effectively separates money from state control, giving individuals greater autonomy over their finances. This is a paradigm shift, much like the separation of church and state during the Enlightenment changed the course of society, empowering individuals and limiting the power of centralized institutions. Its core architecture, decentralized, inherently scarce, and completely transparent, lays a solid foundation for its truly transformative potential to reshape the global financial landscape. Bitcoin is far more than just digital cash. It represents a fundamental revolution in how we define, understand, and ultimately use money in the digital age. The implications of this technology reach far beyond the realm of traditional finance, potentially impacting every aspect of our lives. This is just the beginning of a new era, an era of decentralized finance and individual empowerment. Bitcoin's most immediate impact is its ability to serve the unbanked over 1.7 billion adults worldwide. Many are excluded from banks due to lack of ID distance or minimum balances, trapping them in insecure, cash-only economies. With just a smartphone and internet, anyone can access Bitcoin, no bank, no paperwork. A free wallet app lets users send, receive, and store value globally. Bitcoin bypasses legacy banking, offering direct access to a global financial system. For many, this is economic empowerment, receiving payments, saving in a stable asset, and building a transaction history. Remittances become faster and cheaper, with more money reaching families instead of being lost to fees. The blockchain acts as a global settlement layer, making transactions peer-to-peer and transparent. Bitcoin is not just technology, it's a lifeline for those left out by traditional finance. It opens doors to opportunity, savings, and dignity. For billions, it's a new chance at financial inclusion. Bitcoin introduces self-sovereignty, a concept that challenges the traditional power structures of finance. It's about putting individuals back in control of their economic lives, free from the constraints and oversight of centralized authorities. It represents a radical shift in financial control, a move away from institutions and towards individual empowerment. This shift is powered by technology, creating a revolution in how we perceive and interact with money. It's a fundamental change in the balance of power. In traditional banking systems, your money isn't really yours in the purest sense. It's a liability on their books, an entry in their ledgers that they manage and control. You're essentially lending them your money. And because of this, access can be frozen, restricted, or even seized by governments or other entities, often without your consent or even prior notice. This highlights the inherent risks of relying on centralized systems. With Bitcoin, the paradigm shifts. If you control your private keys, those long strings of characters that unlock your digital wallet, you control your wealth absolutely. No one, not even governments or banks, can block, censor, or confiscate it without gaining access to your private keys. This is true ownership. Not your keys, not your coins is the mantra, a simple yet powerful reminder of the importance of self-custody in the Bitcoin world. It emphasizes the responsibility that comes with true financial freedom. This power is especially vital for those living under oppressive regimes, where financial censorship is common, or in unstable economies plagued by hyperinflation and capital controls. Activists, journalists, and human rights defenders, and ordinary citizens in hyperinflationary countries facing the erosion of their savings, use Bitcoin as a tool to protect their savings from devaluation, bypass censorship, and receive crucial financial support from around the globe. It's a rebalancing of power, a shift in the financial landscape that empowers individuals. Now, individuals, not institutions, have the power to decide how their money is used, where it's sent, and what it's used for, without needing permission from a third party. Of course, self-custody comes with responsibility. It requires understanding the technology and taking precautions to secure your private keys. Lose your keys, lose your coins. There's no central authority to recover them for you. But for many, the risks of self-custody are far less than the risks associated with relying on unstable banks, corrupt governments, or financial institutions prone to mismanagement and collapse. Bitcoin offers a choice, a path towards greater financial autonomy and control. It's about true ownership, independence from traditional systems, and ultimately, financial freedom. It's a tool for survival in times of crisis, a means of protest against unjust systems, and a powerful instrument for empowerment. The era of relying solely on centralized institutions is fading, giving way to a new paradigm of decentralized finance. Now, with Bitcoin, your money truly means your rules, empowering you to take control of your financial destiny. Once a niche for tech enthusiasts, Bitcoin is now entering the mainstream. Corporations like MicroStrategy and Tesla hold Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, signaling confidence to the market. Wall Street is embracing Bitcoin, with major banks offering investment products and the launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs. These moves legitimize Bitcoin as a strategic asset, not just a speculative bet. The network effect grows. As more people and institutions adopt Bitcoin, its security and value increase. Former skeptics now allocate part of their portfolios to Bitcoin, recognizing its digital gold status. Integration, not speculation, is the new narrative. As Bitcoin weaves into the financial system, its potential for societal change multiplies. The era of dismissing Bitcoin is over, the era of adoption has begun. In 2021, El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. The move aimed to reduce reliance on the US dollar, lower remittance costs, and serve the unbanked. The government launched the Chivo wallet, preloaded with Bitcoin, and installed ATMs nationwide. The experiment drew global attention. Some praised the innovation, others warned of risks like volatility. Early results are mixed. Tourism and investment rose, but education and adoption remain challenges. Bitcoin's price swings make it tough for daily use, and many still prefer the dollar. Yet, El Salvador's bold step is a real-time case study for other nations. Its successes and setbacks offer lessons for the future of money. The world is watching this experiment unfold. The roadmap for national Bitcoin adoption is being written in real time. Bitcoin's journey isn't without obstacles. Volatility is a major one. Price swings make it risky for daily transactions, so many treat it as a long-term store of value. Regulation is another challenge. Some countries embrace Bitcoin, others ban it, most are still deciding. Uncertainty creates risk for businesses and investors. Clear rules are needed for mainstream adoption. User experience is also a barrier. Private keys and self-custody can be intimidating. Mistakes are costly. Sending funds to the wrong address means permanent loss. For mass adoption, Bitcoin tools must become as simple as banking apps. Scalability is a final hurdle. The blockchain processes limited transactions per second. Solutions like the Lightning Network promise faster, cheaper payments. Overcoming these challenges is key to Bitcoin's future as global money. The path forward is complex, but innovation continues. Bitcoin's energy use sparks controversy, but the story is nuanced. Mining is energy-intensive by design. It secures the network and ensures digital scarcity. Critics call it wasteful, but Bitcoin's energy is often sourced from renewables or otherwise wasted power. Miners seek the cheapest energy, driving innovation in renewables and using stranded resources. Compared to traditional banking and gold mining, Bitcoin's footprint is transparent and improving. The real question is the value of a decentralized, censorship-resistant system worth the energy cost. The debate is complex, but Bitcoin's incentives are pushing the industry towards sustainability. The headlines miss the bigger picture. Looking to 2025 and beyond, Bitcoin's integration is accelerating. Companies and even countries may hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset, hedging against inflation. A hybrid system could emerge, fiat currencies alongside a digital gold standard. User experience will transform. Lightning Network will make payments instant and seamless. Cross-border transactions will be as easy as sending a text. Self-sovereignty will become mainstream, with better tools for safe self-custody. Individuals will gain more control and responsibility over their wealth. The next decade is about practical applications, not just theory. The Bitcoin revolution is moving from concept to reality. Bitcoin's story is bigger than its price. It's a technological innovation with the power to reshape society. Bitcoin offers a check on government and central bank power, introducing competition to money itself. It's a tool for human rights, letting people protect wealth, and transact freely under authoritarian regimes. Journalists and activists can receive global support, bypassing censorship. In a world where financial control is political control, Bitcoin preserves freedom of speech and commerce. It's hope for a more inclusive financial system and greater individual control. Bitcoin is open, neutral, and permissionless. Anyone can join and build. Like the early internet, its full potential is still unknown. Understanding Bitcoin is about understanding a tool for a freer, fairer future. The real story is just beginning. Found this helpful? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe so